The rat. The rat.
The rat.
He's the rat.
He's the rat. Happy birthday, Busy Muskrat, if you're out there.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday!
We will find you and we will wish you happy birthday.
And kill you also. No, just kidding. Alright.
Oh.
You should celebrate your birthday now!
Now! Thracia time.
I mean, isn't that the implication of him not being?
Yes.
Okay.
So, also to follow up, the article specifies, for the record, for people on Twitch, I found an article, I keep getting recommended this article about a guy who got limb lengthening surgery due to self-confidence problems.
Elongate
More
your man.
complicated than that, but yeah. It specifies, in this elaborate procedure, a doctor breaks both femurs and inserts a titanium rod that slowly expands inside the patient's body, making them permanently taller. This surgery costs $75,000.
I thought, my brain was like, Photoshop brain, like transform tool, drag it down, fill it in. So I was just like wondering, what on earth are they filling in the bones? I guess that makes sense.
Also, that would be so
Hi,
much
Glass
scar
Scientist,
tissue in
welcome.
your muscle and skin.
Oof.
This guy, who the article specifies is bi, so good for you, King.
Good for you, King.
Made his $75,000 by playing up a financial domination kink on OnlyFans.
What?
You know what? Do what you gotta do. Respect the hustle. But also, I
respect his
still
hustle.
think that therapy would have been cheaper.
Yes, I think that this is just further evidence that you should probably have therapy, because that's a fucking humiliation kink where people pay you to humiliate you.
Yeah.
So this guy
and
who's
wait.
already having self-confidence problems because he perceives himself as being unbearably short, is earning money on OnlyFans by having people, make fun of him.
Huh.
That
Mm. Really sorry, sir.
Yeah, dude, you're going through it.
Yeah. Apparently, the recovery period for this surgery takes the better part of a year. At his point, which is over 2 months into recovery, he can drive, but he can't do any sports. He has to attend physical therapy 4 times a week. Like, I am not at all saying that this is not an option for people with body dysmorphia, because I personally cannot even comprehend what that is like, and if, like, this is the answer for you, then just make sure you're doing it with someone reputable. I just wish that this article specified at any point that Scott had tried to get therapy and it, like, maybe he had tried to get therapy and it did not help his problem. Or, like, his therapist recommended it. That's all I'm asking for, man.
I just can't stop thinking about the bone elongating titanium rods. I'm still stuck there.
Mahubian nonchalantly described the, quote, minimally invasive procedure like a man recounting his breakfast. They're small little incisions. I cut the bone surgically. Then I insert a rod, we call it a nail or a rod, that goes inside the bone. The rod is magnetic and it has gears. Then there's an external device that communicates with the nail, and over time, little by little, it lengthens out the nail.
So like it's like when
gradually.
you're
usually
young,
say about
you
a
get a palate
millimeter a day.
expander in your mouth.
Yeah.
It's like that for your leg bones. I mean, that's a little bit less insane now that I say that out loud. Like the bones.
Maximum height that you can gain is 8 centimeters, because apparently beyond that, according to this doctor, who is Dr. Shahab Mahubian, who is an orthopedic surgeon in California, beyond 8 centimeters is when you see most of the complications. And for the record, for anybody like me who is American and does not think in metric, that's roughly 3.2 inches. So this guy got as much height out of this.
He got his money's worth. You know what?
Article writer goes, hang on, minimally invasive and cut the bone are not concepts that naturally go together.
as little invading of your bones as possible.
I make a small incision, a 1 centimeter incision, only a third of the maximum height you can receive. That's an input from me. And basically what I do is first weaken the bone by drilling through it. Using a small drill, I make a few drill holes. Then we use an osteotome, which is kind of like a chisel. It's done surgically and very accurately.
Can I
So I
get
guess
a
this
boneless
guy
pizza?
is a professional because like he puts them on antibiotics immediately to keep them from getting infections.
Oh
He
God,
puts
you'd
them on blood
hope.
thinners because there's apparently a risk of blood clots. There's a risk that the nails could break, so the patients have to use walkers to start with. They get regular x-rays to make sure that they are neither making too little bone or too much bone, because apparently you can make too much bone.
Too much bone.
I am overboned. I am overburdened with bone.
I'm too bone
Is
full.
that kind of Sam? Is that kind of your problem?
I've got very sturdy bones, but they're not like causing problems.
I see.
Alright, hold on. We've got a unit to recruit this chapter. What's his fucking name? Sloof. Sloof?
Sloof. Ah, the guy that can hear the voice of Father Claude.
Which house is where's the Sloof house? It's number 3. I believe it's this one. This is the Sloof house. Alright, we might as well just go up. I have a bunch of items I have to use. Oh. Hello. Actually, I'm gonna have Indeed go do that. Oh. Alright. What's she gonna give us? Pure water.
AKA
Silver bow.
Yeah.
You know, I could use better bows, so I won't complain about that.
I'm just gonna reiterate for anybody that missed me talking about this while the stream was off. I appreciate anybody who saw this article and was like, oh yeah, like the movie Gattaca, because that was absolutely also my thought. Though in the movie Gattaca, he gets the limb lengthening surgery so he can pretend to be a former Olympic swimmer who happens to be taller than him.
Oh, these guys have killer weapons? I love stealing.
Like you would just find a spy or something that's actually the same height before you'd go through all the effort of changing someone's. But what do I know?
Due to the circumstances in Gattaca, they didn't exactly have a huge range of people who were exactly this guy's height that he could pretend to be. I can't. Have you ever seen Gattaca?
No, I have no idea.
Okay.
He wasn't here for the Gattaca conversation last time.
Okay, it's an older like a biopunk dystopian sci-fi thriller about a guy who lives in a world where people who are not essentially like tailor selected by their genes are discriminated against. It's eugenics. It's basically just eugenics. It's not technically
that just sounds
illegal.
like it.
It's not legal to perform genetic discrimination, but it totally happens, you know, like real life. The protagonist has a heart problem. His brother is a eugenics baby, and the protagonist wants to go into space. He wants to be an astronaut, which is kind of impossible when you have a heart defect. And he gets an opportunity by posing as a former swimming star who happens to be paralyzed after he was in a car accident. And because the guy had been very reclusive after the accident, nobody actually knows that he's paralyzed. So he can just pretend to be him.
Sloof.
And take this guy's role in an upcoming space mission. But this requires completely pretending to be this guy, including like hair samples, skin samples, blood samples, urine samples. He has to get the lengthening surgery so he can be exactly that guy's height.
Elongates you.
Yeah.
Long boy hours.
Gotta get
Fun
Owen
fact
from
that I
Based Home.
just noticed looking at the Wikipedia page for this movie. Apparently this movie was released in English and in Esperanto.
Fun.
Oh! That's not what I was expecting there.
Yeah.
Alright.
Oh, okay, I see. The speakers in the complex broadcast announcements both in Esperanto and English. Miko Sloper from the Esperanto League of North America went to the recording studio to handle the Esperanto part. So it's not actually like, oh, we dubbed this entire movie in Esperanto, but like they actually included it in like part of their biopunk future.
That's pretty
And
cool.
they got somebody who actually like knows it to do that.
Nice.
Reading about Gattaca just kind of makes me want to rewatch Johnny Mnemonic, though.
Now that is a movie.
I love Johnny Mnemonic.
Shitty cyberpunk
What?
movies are so good.
What other movie
Yes, Glass
involves-
Scientist, you're all alone in there. Sorry.
What
People are
other biopunk dystopian sci-fi movie involves a psychic dolphin?
Not enough.
Not enough. Not fucking
Chappie,
enough.
we should watch that for movie night one night. It's
I would be
it's got
there.
Keanu Reeves in it.
Oh yeah, it's baby Keanu Reeves.
It's not good, but that's okay.
It's-
No, it doesn't
It's
sound
one
like
of those movies that's like, it's not objectively
It's not
good.
bad.
but it's
it
also
could
not
be
objectively
better.
bad.
It's just strange. Like all good things. Who had the fucking body brain?
It's part of. Oh shit! I just realized this movie takes place in 2021. Oh fuck!
Too real.
It's based off of a short story by William Gibson, where couriers have effectively implants in their brains, so they can download info into that implant, and then deliver it to whoever needs it, and just remove that info from the implant, etc. But he gets a delivery that is way too big for his memory capacity to handle, and is told basically, if you don't get this data out of your head in like 72 hours, your brain's gonna melt.
Which
So that's
me.
that's the tension, is like they have to get this done ASAP or Johnny's gonna fucking die.
So sad.
Because that's also an aspect of the computer game that they also made based off of this movie. There's a whole lot of sequences where Johnny can just like plug into shit, and by doing so, he just fucking melts his brain down.
Classic Johnny.
Classic 90s computer
shit.
game that takes place over like 8 CDs.
Yes, Ralph, dodge. Ralph need healing. No!
Dodge.
No, why would you do that? Ralph, dodge. No, Ralph! I haven't saved since the start of the map.
both.
Ralph moment. Where's my fucking button? Am I using the wrong buttons? Like, what the fuck?
By the way, Dolph Lundgren is in Johnny Mnemonic, and so is Ice-T.
Oh, haha. Yee.
Yeah.
Alright, we already did this. I wonder if the items in the villages are gonna re-randomize. I don't think they are, but It'd be funny if they did.
Reeves' performance in Johnny Mnemonic earned him a Golden Raspberry Award nomination for Worst Actor, also for A Walk in the Clouds, but he lost to Pauly Shore for Jury Duty.
F.
I think if you're up against Pauly Shore for an acting award in the Golden Raspberry event, you should just bow out and let him have it. Also, hey bestie, happy birthday, baby.
Thank you.
Oh, welcome! Happy birthday!
But
I've
I'm
just
not
been
baby
talking about
anymore.
awesome, shitty
You're a
movies.
grown-up. When's the legal drinking age where you are? Are you drinking already?
I'm pretty sure it's before
I can-
21 in New Zealand.
Yeah, in New Zealand you can drink at 18.
Oh shit. Well then,
Yeah,
congrats
New
on the
Zealand
continued
didn't have-
alcohol.
because New Zealand didn't have prohibition.
Playing some Thracia. I just had to reset the chapter.
I actually don't think
Glass
we get any
Scientist
special
says, happy
privileges at 21.
birthday, Michael Muskrat.
Thank you.
You had the magic ring.
Oh, it's your 21st birthday, little boy. What would you like?
I'm so scared.
I'm not quite sure what I want, but I now know what I don't want.
Correct answer. Michaela's
that be,
mouse,
little
get
boy?
away from my family.
That voice.
You also missed me talking about limb lengthening surgery.
They put
Oh, Lord.
titanium
Break the
rods in your
bones
bones.
and-
Yeah, straight up. They like drill a hole in your femur so they can surgically break it and put a rod in there and then very slowly lengthen it out so that the bone will regrow to fill in the gap, and you can get up to 3.14 centimeters of height. You
Wow.
can technically go higher, but complications start at that point.
Here's my fun question game for the evening. If you had to pick one bone, and I mean one bone, not like symmetry, a single bone in your body that you had to get lengthened by 3 inches, what would it be?
I want to know how many people would answer like an index finger so they could be like, E.T. phone home. But since it's only a single bone and not like
One
one
bone.
inch on each section of the finger, you just have like one section of your finger that's really
Just
long.
one long bone.
I'm
Just
completely
the
sober,
tail
by the
bone.
way.
The
The
very
tail
end of your
bone?
spine.
And then you
Sitting
just
down
have the
would become a
shittiest tail in the
nightmare.
world.
You're not getting joints,
Stand.
you're just getting bone.
You just have the shittiest tail in the world.
My
Yeah, but I'd
the
have the
old
tail,
spiked
right?
tail.
You just have
And
a
it's right
fast
in the
spike.
middle.
That's gonna make bathroom visits so fun for you. And by fun, I mean a nightmare.
You know, I think my ass is big enough that it wouldn't impact my sitting abilities.
Yeah? Your
Yeah.
hubris precedes
Yeah,
you.
those cheeks extend out at least 3.14 centimeters.
Oh,
Yeah, but, like,
we are
sitting
well
down-
in excess of that.
But like, have you ever sat down on like a hard stool and like it doesn't matter how much butt you have, like it's
Rusty
getting
is
in
so
your pelvis.
confident in the amount of cake.
No. No, I have enough cake, yeah. I could manage it. I don't know about you guys, but I definitely could.
I'm still trying to think about what bone I'd want to make 3 inches longer.
Chappie, I still haven't heard your answer. And also, Glass Scientist, if you'd like to play along in the chat, I would love to hear what bone you're sacrificing for the greater good.
What was I supposed to... Oh, bone.
What
sacrifice.
bone are you elongating? Great sword, mine now.
God. What bone could you elongate without poorly fucking up your body?
Honestly, middle
Not
finger.
really many of them.
No, yeah.
I'm thinking middle finger.
Middle finger?
Yeah, for flipping.
But then you wouldn't be able to close a fist properly.
I mean, do I need to?
Yeah, when you hold
Glass
things.
Scientist, you don't have a choice. One of your bones is getting 3 inches longer. pick which one.
And if you don't pick one, it's gonna be
I
random.
will pick for you.
And
I will pick
and we're
your
gonna
skull.
Pick the bad ones.
Hello, glass scientist.
Glass
See,
scientist
we are in a
refuses.
surgery room. You must select one bone to be extended by 3 inches.
I can't do the saw voice
Mallow
at all.
saw, no!
I can't say a tooth because teeth aren't
bones. They don't
technically bones.
Yeah, if we're allowing teeth, then
No.
you can do fingernails and hair as well.
Yeah.
I mean
That's
hair,
easy.
like, that's...
not bones. That's keratin. That's different.
Okay, I'm trying to think of all the
Yeah.
bones in your body.
I want to be a shithead and just say like, I would extend my pinky and then I would have it surgically removed.
You know what? I'm gonna go big or go home. I want one of my ribs to be 3 inches longer. I want it to protrude out of the front like a knife, so when I body check people, they die.
It curves
Sam.
around
Sam.
and
Hi,
creates
Chevy.
an entire loop.
Sam,
Yeah, hey, what's up?
a slightly longer rib for spearing people is going to be exactly what I was going to say. What the fuck?
Whoa,
Yeah.
clown to clown communication.
Jesus Christ. I was waiting for him to stop talking to say it, and then you said the exact same. I was like, holy shit.
We truly
I
have the
actually
same
know.
brain.
I already have long enough stupid monkey toes. I want to take the easy way out and be like, I'm gonna extend one of my toe, like a pinky toe, and then I'm gonna have it surgically removed.
No, Mallow, you're a coward.
I'm gonna put it in a jar and I'm gonna display it in my apartment.
Okay, next question. If you had to pick one of your organs that's getting duplicated and know you can't get it removed, what's it gonna be?
Organ?
No, you don't get extra space to hold it either.
Skin.
You're gonna get that double skin look, that homemade leather jacket look. Horrifying, thank you.
You know, have you guys ever watched Buffy the Vampire Slayer?
I mean,
And
I've
there's
seen
that-
things about it.
There's a demon who, like, kind of looks like a dog.
I had one friend or a person who used to be a friend who forced me to watch the musical episode, and that's the only episode of Buffy I've ever seen.
What? So you
Yeah,
want to
let me
become
find
a
a picture.
demon dog? That's not an organ.
I wanna
The
say,
skin is an organ, alright?
assuming that having a third one doesn't somehow impact the processing of the other ones, I want to say like a third kidney.
I would say a second liver.
I am super effective at removing toxins from my body.
No toxins in this bitch.
Not a bad idea.
Plus, hey, if one of
Yeah.
my relatives needs a kidney in the future, the original 2 kidneys, I can remove one of those.
True, true. Where would you keep this third kidney?
Oh, there's space.
There's space in there?
I'll make space.
Oh, make space? That's so threatening.
I'll just scoot things around a bit. I like organizing.
I assume Busty's keeping whatever he's doubling in his ass.
That's why his ass is so big. It's full.
It's full of spare kidneys.
I can't fit any more organs in there, they're full.
Fun fact that I'm sure Busty can confirm, if your ass is big enough and you start running, you know that joke about like the boobs bouncing up and down when you run? Your ass will do that too.
Well, you like use your glutes while you're running, so I don't really
Yeah,
have
I
this
know,
problem since
A lot
it's
of
not really
the-
fat for me.
In my
It's
case,
all
a
muscle
lot of
and
the space
kidneys.
in the glute is also fat, so
Please don't kill me, Busty.
I hope that there's a significant amount of muscle there, but there is also a significant amount of fat, just because that's where the fat goes. It goes
That's
to
where
my
it
stomach,
hides.
and then it goes to my ass.
All of my fat is localized in my belly and my tits.
Owen! Oh my god! She just got murdered. Oh, I don't like Ilios.
I have my sister is that person that developed and also carries all her weight like a fucking like an athlete. So even when she's not like crazy in shape, she still looks like she's relatively in shape. Whereas I am the one that ended up getting all of the hourglass and all of the problems that go with that development and fat distribution.
It'd be like that though.
Yeah.
Alright, hold on. Item. Killer axe. No, brave axe.
Women with that hourglass figure really do be suffering from success.
So true.
I know, really.
Hashtag girl moment.
I did briefly get to experience that when I like hurt my pec and it became inflamed. And so every time I like walked or jogged anywhere, it would wibble
Ow.
wobble all over the place and hurt like a motherfucker.
Oh
I got to experience having those double Ds,
Oh no!
if only for a few days.
Empathy.
In my case, I joke like that because I didn't hit puberty
Ooh, a
until I
hammer.
was like 14. So, and I didn't even like start developing until I was like 16. So, you're the one who gets all of the like. I was already like getting like the fat gathering and like the stomach and all and the thighs and everything, but nothing else. And my sister's over here like 4 inches taller than me, and like an athlete year round, so she's also got like an 8-pack. And I'm just like, what the fuck, man?
Just a little creature.
Except I didn't start really cursing until I was like 19, so more like, what the heck?
What the heck?
Whoa, you can do magic now, Mallow? That's so cool.
Whoa, Mallow casts a curse on you and your bloodline.
Yeah.
Girl boss.
I cast a spell on you. And
Why didn't I
now
get that part of
you're
puberty?
mine. Why did I immediately go to Hocus Pocus?
Because that's where you should go.
True. Hocus Pocus is a good movie.
Unhocus is your pocus. I'm sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
I love watching Hocus Pocus and laughing every time someone says the word virgin like they are looking at the foulest thing in the world as they say it.
Drakengard 3 moment.
Because seriously, like, rewatch Hocus Pocus and when they say virgin, it's like, virgin. Also, the little sister is a fucking goblin creature, and I love her.
Little sisters always are. Like, universally. Alright, Ilios. Get good. Maybe. I might get good. We'll find out. It's probably gonna be me. Alright, Maksha,
I'm gonna
start
put this in
killing things.
tabletop general for you, but a friend of mine just reblogged a Tumblr post with the caption, "Passing skill checks with bad rolls is hilarious," and it's like that. It's like a screen cap of SpongeBob with Squidward standing, looking into his dark bedroom, and SpongeBob is hiding against the wall, and it's got text on it that says, "With Squidward, perception check 3," and SpongeBob is stealth check 4.
Sometimes you just don't notice.
Sometimes you roll bad, and the other guy rolls even worse. So it doesn't matter. On the other end, I still think about that time I played Shadowrun, and our final, like, job thing that we had to do in the campaign was to stop a bunch of racists from releasing, like, toxic nerve gas into a homeless shelter of largely metahumans.
Mm-hmm.
And one of our party members who happened to be our, primary gunner, I am blanking on what his archetype is called, I'm so sorry, Hollow Point, failed his role to resist the nerve gas.
Oh
And,
no.
Another party member, who had like an internal lung thing, so he wasn't impacted by it, had to go in there and basically wrestle with him to keep him from pulling out a gun and shooting people.
Oh no.
So they had contested roles, like
The
4
drama.
in a row. One for shoot gun, and other one for keep him from shoot gun. They were 2 completely different stats. They matched roles like 4 times in a row.
Oh my.
So they sat there wrestling around for 4 turns.
And then they kissed. And it was beautiful. Also, we got
No,
Ilios, so.
Hollow Point finally shook off the nerve gas. But yeah, it was like one of the greatest things that happened in that entire campaign.
Aw.
There were a lot of great things that happened in that campaign.
I still need to get a Master Seal for Dawson. But I don't think I'm gonna be getting any Master Seals because I can't buy things. And the game doesn't just like give them to me the same way it gives me copies of Loptus.
Well, you know what they say, knowledge is power. So really, those books mean a lot more than being promoted.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I kind of destroyed the stat cap, so all my characters are currently way stronger than they'd ever be in the base game at the last chapter, so it doesn't really matter, but they're still in their goofy first tier outfits.
They're basically awakening characters at this point.
So true.
Just plopped into a retro game where they do not belong.
God,
Everyone has Gale
play
Force.
Awakening. I love breaking Awakening. It's so fun. Game's built to be broken. Got that 81 magic Laurent hanging around in my old file somewhere. Absolute insanity. How is this allowed? Oh, I should
Well, you get
pick Leaf up. Where did that
50
boy go?
luck, give them Aunt's Thrift, and then you can just infinitely
no
use the most
Sphara
powerful
tanking
items in the
people?
game. No, a versus tome tank.
Yeah, you're right. The improved version.
I remember when I did I think it was a normal difficulty draft of FE13, and our goal was to beat the game in as few turns as possible. So, you know, since we're not all doing this at the same time, it means that we can still effectively, like, compete without being like, oh shit, we all have to play Fire Emblem at exactly the same time. But, or, you know, like, save scumming the actual, like, inputs. But, there were some things I could have improved, but I think I beat normal mode FE13 in, like, 70 turns or something.
Damn!
70 or 80 turns.
That's
Wow,
pretty
you can-
good.
Because I lucked out in that, the way it was a snake-style draft where the first part you go down the line 1, 2, 3, 4, and then whoever's last selects twice, and then when you get back to the beginning, they select twice before you go back down, like back and forth, instead of going down the list and then starting over.
Yeah.
So when it got to my turn finally, I could select 2 people, and before me had been selected, I think it was like, someone selected Pan.
Good choice.
Someone else selected, I think it was Sumia. And then the third person picked, I don't remember who. I want to say, like,
Gotta go for that Frederick.
Olivia or something. But point is, for this entire draft, I was able to grab Melissa, Cordelia, Anna, Rickon, or not Rickon, Libra,
yeah.
Lonku,
Lonk from Pennsylvania.
Lonk.
What?
Chappie, have you never seen Lonk from Pennsylvania?
Blanc? Sure.
I think
Pennsylvania?
somebody
What?
got Maribel in the first round.
Hold on, I
before
gotta
was
go
able to
find
pick
Lonk
anybody.
from Pennsylvania.
And then I also got Frederick. Like, Frederick was free up until, like, chapter 3 or something like that.
It's free Frederick.
But, just because of how the actual, like, unit recruitment staggers out. But yeah, I had a ton of high-level staff units for free.
Nice.
So, like, I could have definitely distributed the experience out a little more selfishly. And the kids got recruited with the moms because no point in having a draft where you can be like, oh, you grabbed Sumia? Haha, I'm gonna grab
Yeah, that would be
Cynthia,
kind of
you know?
awful.
Yeah. So there were chapters at the end of the game where I was like abusing Gale Force and the pair-up mechanic
Oh god.
to be like, okay, Cordelia is paired up with Severa. Go attack this guy. Gale Force, swap to Severa. She runs off as a bow knight, kills this guy. Gale Force, keep
Gale
going
Force is
in.
you.
The boss is dead. Yay!
Gale Force Tactics was like the best part of Awakening, like just the insanity.
I would genuinely love to do something like that again, just because it really is so much fun, like with a very specific list of characters replaying a game. Even if you just play it normally, like when I replayed FE 6, 7, and 8, and I wanted to do something different from how I played it before, and I did that by taking friends who have never played the GBA Fire Emblems, giving them a graphic of all of the characters' mugshots, and then being like, select 10 of these fuckers. Just go by their vibe.
Pick your 10 favorite. Vibe check.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, I did make a couple of, like, sanity exceptions, like, okay, I've blocked off Ninian, or like, if one person selects Ninian, then, or like, I think it was like specifically with FE6, like if somebody selected somebody that was only available on Route A, then I would just block off the folks that are on Route B, and vice versa.
Yeah.
But that ended up not being a problem because somebody selected Echidna, so I was like, well, I'm doing Route A again. Sorry, Elfin.
What is this?
I'm sorry, I love you, but my wife is on Route A, so... And then otherwise for, FE6, I made the, like, okay, none of y'all picked a healer, so,
Thor.
select a number between 1 and 3, and I just lined them up in order of recruitment, and that's how I got Claren.
I'm sorry, I don't remember what Elf in the Fire Emblem looks like, so I'm just getting a picture mentally of the squirrel thing for the new Kirby game.
He looks
bard.
like
He has
blonde.
blonde hair and a long
No,
cloak.
I so didn't. I so don't fucking know. Like it.
Hold
there
on a
is
second.
no
Cheppy's never played
description you
FE6.
I will
No,
put
there
his
is
art
no
for
amount
you
of
in voice
description you can
text.
give.
I actually
He's
really
not
like
embarrassed.
his design. He's a very pretty man.
He looks like the
yeah.
herons from
He does, yes.
the bird game.
He's
The bird game.
He's the
Listen.
prince of Etruria. He like suffered a like an attack on his life previously and has been in hiding. And his eyes are closed in his portrait because he still suffers periods where his vision just completely goes out as an after effect of the poisoning.
He suffers periods. He's trans. I'm so happy
Good for him!
Good for him. No, Nana, don't get shot. Okay, good. Siege weapons suck my butthole.
Well, they'll make you a new one if you're not careful.
No. No siege weapons allowed.
Who's gonna elect to lengthen their butthole by 3 inches?
What?
I said, who's gonna elect to lengthen their butthole by 3 inches?
No. That is one hole in my body I'd like to stay exactly as it is for
It's
the
like a
foreseeable
straw.
future.
Wait, does that imply that there's other holes you do want to be very different?
I mean, if I had a larger mouth, I could fit more spuds in it. Obviously.
I see.
Yeah, that's where the spuds go.
Like a crocodile carrying her young.
like those gifs of cats carrying their young, yeah. Just trotting along with like a kitten swinging from their mouth.
Okay, Michaelis. Hey!
My favorite though is when the kitten is too big for the mom to carry it.
Drags him.
But they still want to pick it up and carry it, so they're just dragging this very sullen-looking cat along behind them by the loose skin of their neck.
Alright, sleuth time. What class is he gonna be? Something good.
Come on, Sleuth.
Not an Armonite, please. What are you? A large
no.
shirtless man with a
He's a
Nihil
mistake.
manual. He's
What?
really bad, but I'll take the manual.
He brought a gift. I forgot that everybody has dance, and I got really confused for a second when I saw it pop up.
You get to dance. You get to dance. You all get to dance. Just kidding.
Because
no dancing.
Just like, whoops, I fucked that up, so I'm just not gonna touch it.
Alright, she's gonna get murdered back there because I know what's coming from that end, so let's just get a Uber for her. Hey there. Rescue. Let's go. Gotta heal my little guys. Rescue. Spit him out. Yeah, Matcha's kind of a beast. I want to find an earth sword somewhere. I feel like I had one. I don't know where it went though. Ooh. Oh, Elfin Picks in the chat. Hell yeah. I don't really like FE6 designs in general, but I do like his design.
Echidna's good.
Echidna is good. Echidna is good.
Echidna and Elfin are probably my favorite designs in FE6 in general.
Yeah. A lot of them are just too plain for me, and not plain in like a classy way, plain in like a boring way. But that's like...
When Sam's saying a character is too plain, you know you fucked up.
Leave me alone.
Yeah, it is kind of her whole like thing. Typically.
What if there was just a guy? No, make him more interesting than that.
Damn,
Listen, just a guy core is so important, but like, at least, you know, give him a little bit of pizzazz. Give him like a deranged look in his eyes.
We want someone who's
like
just
Narshan.
a guy, but like a little fucked up.
No, it's just like a little bit weird.
Like Narshan.
Yeah. You know he's eaten
He's
a
a
bug
lot
off the
weird.
sidewalk before, like Yas King.
I love the part in FE6 where Claren is basically like, fuck you if you think that you're better than my brother, you piece of shit.
Mhm. If they do remake FE6, I will be, at first, I used to say I would not be happy because I don't like the game, but I would be pleasantly surprised if they remade it and then made it good. If they made it likable.
FE6 has justification in that it was. I sometimes forget now that it wasn't ever localized officially. Like it.
Sometimes I think about how FE6 was started with the smoldering embers of what was left of their attempt to make a Fire Emblem on the Nintendo 64.
Yeah. It was kind of a mess as far as the game goes. Like, Shozokaga's gone. You
Like,
just
all they
messed
have
up
is like
the 64
one
game.
screen cap that show that development ever existed on the N64.
Cryptid.
Do you think that Kaga's got like the master copy of that canceled game somewhere?
He probably doesn't, but Nintendo probably does.
Actually, considering how Japanese companies did not prioritize data retention in that era, it's actually, I don't think it's very likely that they still have anything left.
Sad. I mean,
Like,
they
it
probably
was a
still have
big
concept
thing.
art or something.
Yeah, maybe that.
Give me it.
Like, it was a big thing whenever the Silent Hill the remakes were coming out, and the studio that was tasked with working on them, they didn't have master copies to work off of because the studio just straight up didn't have them anymore.
Which is sad.
Yeah. I mean, like, it's sad because,
A master seal? What is he
classic
actually
game.
going
This
to
is
give
sure
me?
to be a master seal.
This was a master seal, which would have been useful. What is it now? Berserk!
Oh!
Hello?
Anime.
Reinhardt chapter coming up. You shouldn't have.
I love that collage of moving watercolors and a plaintive lady going, oh.
Yeah, I'm gonna use that on the Reinhardt chapter if I can, because that video of Reinhardt killing all his troops lives rent-free in my mind in a very good way. It's so funny. Yas King, go crazy, go stupid.
I will admit, I have only ever seen the Berserk movies, but I've seen bits and pieces of the original watercolor 2D anime.
The anime is good. I like the anime. The movies suck. They're like, okay, they're fine.
I'm not talking about the Berserk 3D anime with the animation that everybody has laughed at for good reason because it fucking sucked. I'm talking about like the Golden Age films.
Okay.
Oh, the second one, right?
Yeah, hold on a second.
Because the original anime was like doing the Golden Age arc, but then they made another one that was literally just called the Golden Age.
It's 3 movies. The Egg of the King, The Battle for Doldry, and The Advent. I watched all 3 of them with some friends, and like obviously there's stuff that just does not make it in because you're adapting however many volumes of manga into, admittedly 3 movies at least, but still you're adapting them into movies.
Yeah.
So I do. I'm slowly picking through the manga, but I think that the anime films were pretty good.
I prefer the show just because I love that crunchy ass kiss anime 90s cut into 3 parts vibe that I watched it with when I was way too young to be watching Berserk.
Back when you could actually find when you found anime on YouTube, it was like part 1 of 3.
Part 1 of 7.
Oh god.
Videos on YouTube could not be over 10 minutes long.
Yeah.
So each chunk was 8 or 9 minutes long.
That truly was the
version
Golden Age.
Old YouTube 10-minute time limit versus the Chad 7-hour victorious review.
I'll be real with you. I've rewatched many H-bomb videos over and over, but I cannot bring myself to pay attention to 8 hours of victorious content.
You can't do it you can't do it all at once. You got to keep moving it up and down your watch later queue. Like, am I ready to face Tory Justice once again? Not today.
Oh god. Before this stream started, I was watching I think it was a 5-hour video that just power scales Goku at various stages of his journey.
Yeah?
I follow at least I follow a YouTube movie reviewer named Your Movie Sucks, and it's a very it's a very specific kind of movie review. It's the very I'm gonna get into nitty-gritty, nitpicky shit with movies. So like, if you don't
how
like
I got into Kimba.
Yeah, if you don't like his tone, I don't blame you because he can be incredibly abrasive, but at the same time, it's really fascinating, especially when he's talking about something he very clearly really cares about, which is definitely the case with the part 1 he released a couple of days ago, talking about the 2019 CG Lion King remake. Part 1 is like 2 hours and 20 minutes long.
Good god.
I thought, didn't he drop that like 3 years ago or something?
No. Nope. Apparently he didn't.
I remember watching that like when I was still living with my parents.
You fool.
And then I watched.
No, he did a large video talking about Kimba the White Lion versus the Lion King.
I feel like I watched that one.
Yeah. Well, anyway, I watched that, and then I went back and watched the Kimba the White Lion show, and that is a terrible show, don't get me wrong, but it has one of the single greatest episodes of any television show ever produced.
Oh.
Like, this whole show you're just battered over the head with how much of a pacifist Kimber is. Like, he is a lion, and he's the king of the jungle or whatever, and he's forcing all of these carnivores to eat vegetables. Like, they are not allowed to eat any of the living creatures, right?
Yeah.
And then at some point, I think they make a concession, and they're like, hey, we've got all of these locusts that are invading our home and eating all of our crops. So we're going to put all of these locusts in a cave, and we're going to let the carnivores eat that, right? That's how concession. That's
type shit.
Yeah. And then there's like radiation in the cave, and it makes one of the locusts become ginormous, like a fucking kaiju, right? And the whole episode, Kimber's having to deal with this moral dilemma of like, what the fuck do we do with this giant locust that is just existing, right? It's not really doing anything bad, but it's mere like ginormous size. Its mere presence is causing earthquakes that are devastating their home.
Oh my.
So this pacifist who throughout the entire show has never laid a finger on anyone, never hurt anyone. Finally, he rides this giant locust into a volcano. It's fucking mental. Like, we watched this little baby for like 30 episodes, never wanting to hurt anyone, and then he has to ride this motherfucker into a volcano.
So here's my question. Why were you watching 30 episodes of such a bad show?
Look, you're playing Thracia right now. You're not in a position to judge.
Okay, so true. And on that note, I don't feel like playing more today because the next chapter is the Misha recruitment chapter, and I know that's gonna be a whole nightmare and a half.
Oh no.
Yeah, she might just have to die. I'm going full murder on this playthrough. Shout out to Shiva and Troude. But yeah.
Sometimes you just have to do a murder because recruiting the character is just too
difficult.
Because
I literally can't be bothered. But yes. Thank you all for coming.
I am subtweeting you, Tate Fire Emblem.
Oh,
thank you for the stream, Sam.
Thank you for coming. Happy birthday, Mr. Rat.
Thank you, Sam.
Birth.
All
right.
Happy.
I will see all of you hopefully next week. Adios.
Bye-bye.